Lamar Jackson, the electrifying former MVP and dual-threat quarterback, has just rocked the entire NFL landscape by officially joining the Dallas Cowboys in one of the most dramatic and unexpected quarterback moves in modern football history. After a long, complicated, and at times downright tense contract saga with the Baltimore Ravens that stretched over 2 years, Jackson's departure marks the end of an era for a franchise that once built its entire offensive identity around his unique skill set. For years, Lamar was the face of Baltimore, a beacon of hope, energy, and unmatched playmaking ability. He dazzled fans with his legs and arm, racking up jaw-dropping highlights and redefining what it means to be a quarterback in today's NFL. But behind the scenes, tensions had been simmering. After several playoff exits, concerns over injuries, and perhaps most crucially, a lengthy contract dispute that saw Lamar representing himself without a traditional agent, things began to unravel. The final straw reportedly came when the Ravens front office hesitated to offer the fully guaranteed mega deal Lamar believed he deserved, despite seeing players like Deshaun Watson and others secure massive contracts with unprecedented guarantees. The relationship, once thought to be unshakable, began to fray as Lamar publicly stated that he had requested a trade. Fans were divided, some supporting his stand, others fearing the future without him. The Ravens tried to maintain composure, placing a non-exclusive franchise tag on Jackson, which opened the door for other teams to make offers, though Baltimore had the right to match. For a while, it looked like no teams were willing to pay the steep price, not just in money but in draft capital as well. But behind the scenes, the Dallas Cowboys were watching closely, and so was Jerry Jones, the ever-ambitious owner who has long been hungry to bring another Lombardi trophy to Dallas. Quiet negotiations began, and then, just like that, it happened. The Cowboys made a stunning move, offering a massive 5-year deal reportedly worth $260 million, with $185 million guaranteed and a jaw-dropping $72.5 million signing bonus. The Ravens, either unwilling or unable to match that offer, officially let go of the player who had once seemed destined to retire in purple and black. The NFL world was instantly set ablaze. Social media exploded with reactions, fans were shocked, analysts scrambled to adjust power rankings, and Cowboys Nation erupted in celebration. The Lamar Jackson era in Dallas was officially underway, and with it came sky-high expectations and endless questions. What does this mean for Dak Prescott, the current Cowboys quarterback? While Dak has led the team with consistency and professionalism, he's struggled to break through in the postseason, often falling short in critical moments. His 4-year, $160 million deal still has time left, but Jackson's arrival makes one thing clear: this is a franchise pivot. Whether the Cowboys trade Dak, bench him, or restructure his role remains to be seen, but the writing is on the wall. This is Lamar's team now. From a football standpoint, this is an absolutely fascinating fit. The Cowboys have long had a solid offensive line, a deep stable of receivers, and one of the top defenses in the league. Pairing Jackson with playmakers like CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Tony Pollard gives Dallas an explosive offensive unit that could thrive under a more dynamic quarterback system. Offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer will now have the opportunity to craft a playbook that incorporates more run-pass option, rollouts, designed quarterback runs, and improvisational chaos, something Lamar excels at. The team's ability to sustain drives, strike quickly, and put points on the board could skyrocket, giving Dallas a real chance to compete with NFC heavyweights like the 49ers and Eagles. And what about the locker room? By all accounts, Lamar Jackson is respected as a leader, a player who leads by example and has earned the admiration of teammates for his work ethic and competitive fire. In Dallas, he walks into a roster hungry for a championship, with a coaching staff under pressure to deliver and a fanbase desperate for postseason success. The Cowboys haven't reached a Super Bowl since the mid-90s, and Jerry Jones knows his window to see another title is narrowing. With Lamar under center, Dallas isn't just a playoff contender, they're legitimate Super Bowl threats, especially in an NFC that doesn't boast the same level of quarterback dominance as the AFC. While Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen battle it out in the other conference, Jackson could rule the NFC with his rare skill set. Back in Baltimore, the mood is very different. Fans are mourning the end of an era, some with heartbreak, others with anger. The team has lost not just a player but an identity. For years, the Ravens' entire offense revolved around Lamar's unique capabilities. His absence leaves a gaping hole, and while Baltimore has a strong culture and coaching staff, replacing a former MVP is no small task. They'll need to act fast, either targeting a veteran quarterback via trade or making a bold move in the draft. The defense, still elite, will need to carry more of the load in the short term as the offense rebuilds. And for GM Eric DeCosta, this could define his tenure. Letting a franchise quarterback walk away, especially one still in his prime, is a high-risk move that could backfire spectacularly if Baltimore fails to stay competitive. Meanwhile, across the league, teams are already bracing for what this new-look Cowboys offense could do to their playoff hopes. NFC East rivals like the Philadelphia Eagles and New York Giants will need to retool their defenses to prepare for Jackson's mobility and improvisation. The strategic calculus changes completely when facing a quarterback who can break a 50-yard run or zip a pass on the run 40 yards downfield. Coaches across the league are likely watching film of Jackson's old Ravens highlights, trying to anticipate how Dallas might deploy him. And don't forget the marketing machine. Lamar Jackson in Dallas is a dream scenario for advertisers and media outlets. One of the most exciting players in football joining the most polarizing and popular franchise? You can bet jersey sales, prime time slots, and national coverage will skyrocket. Of course, there are still skeptics. Some question Jackson's injury history, pointing to the past 2 seasons where he missed critical late-season games. Others wonder how well he'll adapt to a new system or if his playing style can be sustained long-term without risking health. But if there's one thing Lamar has proven, it's that he thrives when doubted. Every stage of his career, from being told he should switch positions to being drafted late in the first round to winning MVP in his second season, has been about proving people wrong. In Dallas, he'll have every opportunity to do that again. This move also reshapes the way teams approach quarterback negotiations. With Lamar representing himself and still securing a historic contract, it may inspire other players to follow suit. The balance of power between players and teams could begin to shift, especially as more athletes become savvy about their market value. Additionally, this move reinforces a reality in today's NFL: if you have a chance to get an elite quarterback, you go get him. Period. The Cowboys saw their opportunity and pounced, and now they've positioned themselves as one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Training camp can't come soon enough. Fans will be glued to their screens to see Lamar Jackson wearing the iconic star on his helmet, running drills, slinging passes, and working with a new coaching staff. The early chemistry with receivers, timing on throws, and ability to adapt to the Cowboys' terminology will all be under the microscope. How quickly he can build rapport with the offensive line and learn the protection schemes could determine how fast this offense starts clicking. There will be missteps. Of course, every transition comes with growing pains, but if Jackson can get comfortable quickly, the league could be in serious trouble. And let's not forget the intangibles: his ability to energize a stadium, to lead a comeback, to make something out of nothing. That kind of magic is rare, and it's now wearing silver and blue. The first time he steps onto the field in at&T Stadium as the starting quarterback, the crowd will erupt. It's not just about football anymore, it's about hope, spectacle, and a sense that, finally, the Cowboys might be ready to return to glory. Every play, every throw, every touchdown will be scrutinized, celebrated, or criticized. But if Lamar Jackson delivers even a fraction of what he did in Baltimore, maybe even more with better weapons and support, then Dallas has made one of the greatest acquisitions in franchise history. As for Lamar, this is a fresh chapter, a new city, a new legacy to build. The stakes are high, but so is the upside. If he wins in Dallas, his legacy skyrockets to legendary status, not just as a phenomenal athlete, but as the man who brought America's team back to the mountaintop. The NFL is watching. The fans are buzzing. The games ahead promise drama, excitement, and unforgettable moments. Lamar Jackson is now a Dallas Cowboy. And the story is only just beginning.